Let me paint a picture for you that might just make your LinkedIn feed weep into its oat milk latte. On one side, we've got a stressed out Silicon Valley tech worker staring blankly at a flatlining Facebook ads dashboard, chasing this elusive dream of digital passive income, right? And on the other side, we have a guy with a pressure washer, some rubber boots, and a firm handshake who is quietly out-earning 90% of those dropshipping gurus. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a quiet, dirty, and absolutely lucrative revolution. We're talking about the physical moat, specifically 25 high-demand modern trades that you can start for under $500, combining old-school grit with incredible margins.
Okay, look at this contrast because it is just staggering. Take a guy like Marcus, or Jake Harris as he's known in some circles. He's this young guy who hopped on Facebook Marketplace, bought a used pressure washer for about $280? He printed a few business cards, grabbed some basic liability insurance, and his total investment was under $500. Literally less than you'd spend on a weekend trip to Vegas. Fast forward just 18 months, and he's clearing 18 grand a month. He's looking at a $200,000 personal income. Meanwhile, his peers are sitting in these cramped, open-plan offices making $85K, paying astronomical rent in the city, and competing with literally the entire world online. You see, the digital gurus out there love to sell you the dream of making money while you sleep, but they totally glossed over the part where you're competing with millions of other people doing the exact same thing. Jake? He built something entirely different.
So, here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll break down the core concept of the physical moat. Then we'll hit the big cash cows, move into the niche domination trades covering all 25 businesses, discuss the pattern breaks, and finally, give you the exact $500 blueprint to get started.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, the core concept of the physical moat. So, what do we actually mean by a physical moat? Well, in a world that is completely obsessed with digital scalability, physical scarcity is your ultimate competitive advantage. Think about it. The internet lets anyone launch a SaaS product or a dropshipping store from their couch. The barrier to entry is basically zero. But that means your competition is infinite. You're out there fighting AI, offshore labor, and venture-backed startups that are just burning cash. But physical work? It's hard. It's uncomfortable. It requires physically showing up at 6 a.m. in the freezing rain to climb a ladder, or hauling 400 pounds of garbage out of a damp basement. Because of that inherent discomfort, the supply of quality, reliable providers is heavily constrained. And if you know basic economics, constrained supply plus high demand equals massive pricing power for you.
Moving on to section 2, let's look at the big cash cows. The numbers behind these foundational trades are just mind-blowing. We are not talking about weekend side hustle money or beer money here. The pressure washing market alone is projected to hit $3.2 billion globally. Junk removal, that is a massive $10.8 billion market. Window cleaning sits right at $4.5 billion. And here's why. The housing stock in the US is aging. The average home is over 40 years old now, and busy homeowners simply don't have the time, the specialized tools, or quite frankly, the physical ability to maintain them anymore. The demand is absolutely exploding, and these top-tier trades often command 60 to 70% profit margins. That is huge. Let's actually break down the first 6 of our 25 businesses because the math on these cash cows is just beautiful. Number 1, pressure washing. For a couple $100, you're in the game. But the secret here isn't just doing a one-off $150 driveway wash. It's upselling that into a $600 annual maintenance contract. Number 2 is window cleaning. A squeegee in a bucket costs next to nothing, right? But heights terrify people. A solo operator doing just 3 decent-sized homes a day can easily clear $1,500 a week. Number 3, gutter cleaning. It's kind of the ugly stepchild of home maintenance, but neglecting it costs homeowners thousands in water damage. You charge $200 to scoop some leaves, and you're selling them absolute peace of mind. Moving to number 4, junk removal. Look, our culture hoards stuff. It's just a fact. With a rented trailer and a strong back, you can charge volume-based rates, yielding up to 70% net margins per load, especially if you market yourself with an eco-friendly recycling angle. Number 5 is mobile car detailing, and number 6 is the mobile oil change. These are huge right now. The work-from-home professional wants luxury and convenience right at their doorstep. They will happily drop $300 for a ceramic coat detail or pay premium for you to change their oil in their driveway, just so they don't have to waste their entire Saturday sitting in a mechanic's waiting room. Are you seeing the pattern here? You aren't just selling labor. You are selling time, safety, and convenience.
All right, let's keep it rolling into section 3, niche domination trades.
Think about the outside of the house for a second. We're looking at yard and exterior trades. Number 7 is lawn care and landscaping. If you target HOAs and upsell services like aeration and mulching, you lock in this massive, predictable, recurring revenue. Number 8 is tree trimming. Now, this commands high-ticket prices purely because it's dangerous. Most homeowners won't even touch it. Number 9, fence installation and repair. New homeowners will pay top dollar to secure their boundaries, and you can easily upsell them on staining and sealing a few months later. Number 10 is exterior and interior painting. This is a huge value add for real estate listings that just need a quick spruce up before an open house. Number 11 is masonry and brick repair. Older, historic homes constantly need specialized tuck pointing, stuff that general contractors usually just ignore. And number 12 is deck and patio repair, which is perfect for suburban homes right before summer barbecue season hits. The beauty of these? A lot of old-school general contractors simply won't pick up the phone for a small brick repair or a minor deck patching job. That right there is your gold mine. You swoop in, do the small job flawlessly, and you've earned a loyal customer for life.
Now let's step inside the home. Number 13 on our list is handyman services. You honestly just need a general toolkit to fix the million little things that annoy homeowners every single day. 14 is garage door repair. This is a high emergency job. If a car is trapped, people panic. Having specialized spring winding tools lets you charge a massive premium. 15 is electrical and lighting. If you know your local codes, just swapping out light fixtures pays incredibly well. 16 is small plumbing jobs. We're not talking about repiping a whole house, just bringing a drain snake and a wrench to save a flooded bathroom. 17 is door and window installation, which just requires simple precision leveling. 18 is screen repair, a super low-stress job requiring nothing more than a cheap spline roller. And 19 is glass repair. With a pair of heavy-duty suction cups and some safety gear, you become the absolute hero when the neighborhood kid accidentally hits a baseball through a living room window. Again, the big contractors are booked out for months. They ignore these little jobs. If a homeowner has a running toilet or a garage door that's stuck shut, they don't want to wait 3 weeks. If you can show up same day, you can easily charge $100 to $200 an hour.
Rounding out our massive list of 25, we have these interior cleaning niches, and these are driven purely by customer psychology. Number 20 is deep cleaning services. Think high-turnover Airbnbs in corporate offices. That means guaranteed week after week repeat business. 21 is furniture assembly. I like to call this the IKEA tax. Seriously, people will gladly pay $100 just to avoid spending 6 hours fighting with their spouse over a flat-pack dresser. 22 is HVAC duct cleaning, where you're really selling health, allergy relief, and system efficiency. 23 is chimney sweeping, which is driven heavily by fire safety and home insurance compliance. 24 is closet and garage organization. You'd be surprised, but homeowners will happily pay premium rates to cure their clutter anxiety. And finally, number 25 is mattress and furniture cleaning. The pure gross-out factor of dust mites means you can charge a massive premium for a relatively quick hot water extraction. So when you look at these, remember, you aren't just selling cleaning, you are selling health, fire safety, and total peace of mind.
Which brings us to section 4, the pattern break. Let's talk about the catch.
Because look, here is the ultimate paradox of the physical moat. If it's this easy, why isn't everyone in your neighborhood a millionaire, right? Well, the barrier to entry is zero. Literally anyone can go buy a ladder and a squeegee for $150, but the barrier to mastery, that is infinite. Anyone can buy the tools, sure, but the true moat is the massive, undeniable distance between buying equipment and actually executing like a professional. The competition looks terrifying on paper. You'll see tens of thousands of registered cleaning businesses in your state, but in reality, your actual competition is just a guy who shows up an hour late, smells like cigarettes, completely guesses his pricing on the spot, and leaves muddy footprints all over the customer's white carpet.
Let's map out exactly how 90% of your competition just eliminates themselves. Level 1 is the equipment owner. They buy the pressure washer, they guess at their pricing, they end up making like $20 an hour after gas, and they quit after a month complaining there's no money in this. Then you have level 2, the technician. They actually learn the skill and do good work, but they completely lack business systems, so they panic and struggle the second winter hits. But level 3, the service pro, this is where the real wealth is built. At this level, you use CRM software, you actively bundle services, you systematically collect 5-star reviews, and you absolutely never guess your prices. Finally, level 4, the business owner, where you step back, build crews, and scale way beyond that $200K mark. The attrition rate between level 1 and level 3 is massive, mostly because the vast majority of people just refuse to act like professionals. And hey, this isn't just theory, it's backed up by the data. There's an industry report from the exterior cleaning market that noted, and I quote, contractors who treated each service as a standalone transaction left significant revenue on the table. The market did not reward speed alone, it rewarded clarity. Think about that. Your ultimate armor against those low-priced amateur competitors isn't offering a cheaper price. It's trust. It's having visible insurance. It's showing up in a clean, branded polo shirt. It's sending a professional digital invoice instead of a scribbled piece of paper, and providing a crystal clear scope of work. When you do those simple things, you completely stop competing on price. Period. All right, let's get highly practical. Section 5, the $500 blueprint. Here is your exact no BS budget breakdown to get out the ground today. First rule, do not burn your cash on a fancy web designer, and definitely do not run Facebook ads yet. Instead, spend $250 on high-quality used entry-level gear. Just scour Facebook Marketplace. Then, spend $100 on a basic general liability insurance policy. And remember, being able to say you are fully insured on your flyers is a massive marketing tool that instantly puts you above the amateurs. Spend your next $100 on about 500 door hangers and take 20 minutes to claim your completely free Google Business profile. Finally, take your last $50 and buy a clean, branded polo shirt and some simple business cards. That is the whole shebang. That is your entire launch budget for a highly profitable business.
So, what does your first year actually look like? Well, weeks 1 and 2 are purely about skill acquisition. Seriously, don't touch a paying client's house yet. Practice on your own driveway or do a friend's house for free in exchange for a glowing video testimonial. Make your rookie mistakes where they don't cost you your reputation. Then, months 2 and 3 are about running your minimum viable business. That means getting out there, handing out those 500 door hangers, actively managing your Google profile, and systematically asking for a 5-star review after every single job. By the time you hit months 6 through 12, your entire goal shifts. You want to flip your revenue from exhausting one-off jobs to having 50% of your income coming from recurring maintenance contracts. That is exactly how you build a resilient business that actually lets you breathe.
For the last decade, we've basically been sold a fantasy. We've been told that true wealth means escaping hard work, trying to build these fragile, passive digital empires that can vanish overnight with a single algorithm update. But real wealth, real skill, and real freedom, they're found in embracing the exact physical work that everyone else is desperately trying to avoid. Whether it's pressure washing, fixing a garage door, or organizing a cluttered garage, those 25 businesses are out there. So my final question to you is this. Are you ready to shatter the passive income illusion? Are you ready to put down the laptop, pick up a tool, and build a physical moat that no AI and no algorithm can ever drain? The demand is literally waiting right outside your front door. You just have to go wash the damn driveway. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.